Welcome to another Alberta Family Adventures video. Today we will be doing a quick little video on making some homemade tomato soup. It'll be with some bacon, some garlic, and some onion, and a couple other special ingredients. Follow along on this recipe and hopefully you'll give a chance to try it as well, either camping or in your own home. It's a little bit on the cold side outside today, and we're not going to be doing any camping this middle of December, snowy, blizzardy day. So we're going to have a little bit of fun and get ourselves a nice little batch of tomato soup. Anyways, thanks for joining us, and hopefully you enjoy. So for today's recipe, we'll be using two different cast iron pans. We'll be using my small 10-inch pan to saute the onions, the garlic, and do that in the bacon fat. The large one here, this is actually my small Dutch oven, and it's safe with my replaced handle here on the top to be placed into the oven to keep warm until it's ready to eat the meal. Over here is the majority of the ingredients. So there's a pack of bacon, which I'll be using approximately half. There'll be 2 cans, about 28 ounces, or 796 milliliters of crushed tomatoes with nothing but tomato, a little bit of salt, and very little other ingredients. Some faux. Instead of using either chicken or beef broth, I like using some faux in there. My garlic, some half and half cream, onion, some sour cream, Italian seasoning, and a couple of the little things that you'll be finding out about later on in the video. I'm sure everybody has sliced, diced, and set up their bacon for sauteing. In the background here I have my my cast iron pan warming up. And I'll just slice this bacon here into tiny little strips and then break the bacon down in the pan so it can render itself down and get all the good fats ready to put into the meat. This doesn't look all that pleasant, so I'll put the camera on pause and you'll see it as it's cooking up. I wish you would be able to smell it, but it'll be just absolutely wonderful. Alright, so the pan is warming up here. The temperature is pretty good. So as everybody knows, you throw the bacon in, stir it around, and I like to keep it on a very low temperature. So I'm going to have my dial set down to about a 2 or 3. So it's going to render the bacon down, because what we really want out of this rendering is going to be the good fat and of course the bacon bits when everything is all said and done. Everybody probably knows how to take a clove of garlic, split it, and get it ready for sauteing in the bacon fat. I usually try to break up a little bit, get rid of the stuff I don't want, set it off to the side. And let's see here, how much will I end up using? I'm going to use a few. This one here, doesn't look too good. This will probably do the trick. I don't think I need much more. So what I like to do, and I'm not too sure if everybody else does the same thing, I like to take a knife, put it flat over top, smack it, and then peel out the stuff that you don't want out of the garlic. Let's see how these guys all turn out. So they all feel pretty good. I'll just take the little head off. Take the tail, repeat as necessary, fresh crushed garlic. It smells so good already. And of course, in the background, I've got the bacon cooking away and trying to render down nice and slow. That tip didn't come off very well. There we go. Ooh, this one's a grower. Maybe I should have planted this one. Anyway, I'll just grab one more here to replace those two. That was fun. I got a runner. Oh, I got another grower. Well, tell you what, I'm just going to put them all in. Why not? I like to make my garlic nice and small so it spreads the flavor out fully and completely through my tomato soup that I'm about to be making here. Chop it down nice and small. You want all the good flavor to get into the bacon. And I don't mind using the exact same knife to strip the bacon as I just used to do the garlic. And that's just going to go into the pan. And I'll let that bacon and garlic sort of render out together. And I'll be back in a minute with some, oh, you know what? I'm just going to leave it as is. We're going to chop up the onion. So the normal recipe for a small batch of soup, I usually try to do one onion or half an onion. I'm doing a double batch for supper tonight because I've got a lot of extra people that I'll be serving the soup to. And of course, being your normal tomato type soup, there will also probably be some of my homemade real butter, real cheese, grilled cheese sandwiches made up as well. So for this recipe, I like to have my onion chopped up into large diced sections. So being large diced up sections, this is how I like to try to set it up and get it ready to go into the pan with the bacon and the garlic. So I've got my couple of tails, not much, and it should be all good. And somebody's warming up her coffee beside me. We're not going to be talking much about those interruptions right now, are we? The pan is starting to get a little bit too warm for me to hold on to the lid very much anymore. So we're going to stir up this bacon. And as you can see, it's cooking really slow. In this particular case, I am using low salt or ultra low salt bacon for making this up. The ultra low salt bacon, because all the other ingredients that are going to be put into this soup will bring the salt content up just a little bit more, so we don't need to actually have salty bacon in order to enjoy this wonderful meal. So all the garlic is spread out, the bacon is spread out, and now it's time for some very large chunks of onion to start sauteing into there. At a later date, I may remake this recipe again, but I'll do the cooking off the side of my Jeep. I've been doing a whole bunch of changes to the Jeep lately and setting it up more for another level of overlanding that will be just so much more fun. Anyway, you don't need to be watching this bacon and garlic and onion sauteing here for a little bit, so I'll just shut down the camera and I'll be back to you in just another minute. So you may have noticed that I've been moving my view back and forth a little bit. I've got two different tripods going on just so we get a better view of what's going on. I'm using my old Canon Sure Shot camera, and I'm just going to have a little bit of fun with it and see if I can actually make a great video with good volume and everything else like that for YouTube. And for those who don't know, Lodge Cast Iron is having a contest right now for cooking with cast iron. So this video is actually being put out specifically for them, but you know, all my fans and followers of the Alberta Family Adventures may also enjoy this another cooking video to get ready for another camping trip, whether you do it before you go camping and you have it ready to warm up while you're out there, or you could also whip it up really quick with very few ingredients while you're out camping and have it fresh, hot tomato soup. Anyway, I've got my garlic, my onion, and my bacon all cooking together, and the onion is now getting a little bit on the soft side, which is exactly where I want it to get towards. And shortly here, I'm hoping that it'll start to caramelize just right before I move it over to my small Dutch oven pot. And then once it gets to there, I'll be adding some more ingredients and getting it ready to simmer for approximately 40 minutes. You won't be watching the whole simmering time, but I will bring you along for the ride as we get along to it. Now, this particular pan here is not actually a Lodge. It's one that I found somewhere, I'm not too sure where, but my Lodge lid fits on this thing absolutely perfect, so I use it quite often. Now, because it works out so well, I've got two of these 10-inch Lodge lids, two of these exactly the same size 10-inch pans, and then another two 10-inch pans that I also use, but not quite as often. And then, of course, I've got my whole selection of 12-inch, 6-inch, 4-inch, and other various types of pans, pots, and cookware. Anyway, we'll get back to watching the food cook here. So this is actually starting to look absolutely wonderful here right now. The bacon, the onion, and the garlic is all working together to caramelize, and it's starting to stick a little bit to my stainless steel spatula. It shouldn't be too much longer now before all this starts to look really, really good, and then I can transfer it all into my big pot to go for the next level of cooking, which will be with the tomatoes, or the crushed tomatoes, my herbs, and all the other fun type stuff. Anyway, it's getting close. I'll bring you along in a short amount of time. Alright, let's take a quick peek and see how this bacon, onion, and garlic is looking. I think it's looking just wonderful. So at this point, I think everything is all caramelized up enough that I can transfer this over to my small Dutch oven and get it ready for making the rest of the tomato soup. So what I shall do is I'm going to turn the element down a little bit, hide my lid away, and now it's time to move this pan over and get my Dutch oven ready to accept all the goodies. Now this is an oven that I've had for quite a few years now, and let's see how does it look in the camera. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Sorry about that, folks. So this is feeling a little bit backwards for me to try to do it this way with the tripod and the camera there. But you know what? I'm just doing this for the video side. We'll get that all worked out here for you a little bit. I will clean out this pan a little bit better and get all the goodies into my big Dutch oven there. Well, actually, my small Dutch oven. So you'll probably notice that I didn't put any oil into here. All the oil is all specifically from this half pack of bacon, and I'm going to spread it all around so that the edges are coated with bacon and onion and garlic and everything. Now this pan will need to be warmed up a little bit, and I can start putting the next sets of ingredients into there. So I have already opened up my Aylmer's tomato or crushed tomato sauce. I will fill this up here a little bit. Because I'm doing a double batch, there's going to be 2 cans worth. And let's move this off the stove. And I'll bring the camera over a little bit for you. And I'm going to be pouring approximately 3 cups of this Campbell's Faux into the container. Now you can use any kind of broth or even plain water if you like. I just find that the flavor of this faux is absolutely perfect. Oh, you know what? It's a 900 ml. Yeah, I'll just do that much for now, and I'll save the rest of this faux for when I'm making some rice. Now comes the rest of the ingredients. I have got some chive rings. And how much am I going to put in there? Well, you know what? I'm not too sure. That much. And that package is now done. This here shows as Chipotle chili powder. And believe it or not, this is my homemade that I make with habanero peppers, and I smoke, dry, and everything else like that myself. Just a little hint is more than enough. Now the same thing for some turmeric. Handful, that should be enough. Some Heinz seasoning salt. So if you remember from previous, I said that I'm using low salt on the bacon. That's because this is the high salt, and it just needs a little bit in there, not much. Finally, the next ingredient I need will be the Italian seasoning, and that's going to go into the pot as well. Now I absolutely love Italian seasoning. I put it on my eggs, I put it on my, well, everything. So because I've got about 2 liters of tomatoes and everything else like that, I'm going to put a large handful of the Italian seasoning into here. A quick stir. and move all the goodness all around. Off camera here, I will scrape the last of the crushed tomatoes into this pot. And now it's going to start to simmer for about 40 minutes. So currently it's about noon my time. So in about an hour I'll come back to you and let you see how it's starting to look. Oh, I just noticed something. My focus is out. There we go. Sorry about that, folks. But it's a little too late for me to redo this little section. So you'll have to just hope that everything looks good. But it does smell good so far. Alright, it's been about 40 minutes or so since the last time that you took a look inside this pot. So we're going to take a look together and see how it's turning out. There we go. The top of the lid has got a little bit of bubbles on it from it lightly boiling for the last 40 minutes. I have stirred it a couple of times while the camera was off, but it's starting to look really good now. So I'm going to let this settle for 15-20 minutes or so, and then I'll get the camera back to you again so you could see the next step of making this tomato bacon soup. There we go. Alright, now it's time for the last part of making this soup. Scratch off, make sure that everything's nice and clean in the bottom, nothing's burnt on. And set this spatula off to the side. Oh, let's get off that noise. Now the final trick is this hand blender here. Set it in just very lightly and stir it carefully. It is quite hot, but it's not boiling still. So it's been settling for about 15 minutes or so. So all the bacon, all the onion, all the garlic is about to get blended up and made nice and smooth. And no, I'm not a lefty, even though you can see that I'm using my left hand. Set this off to the side. And finally, the final taste test. Grab a dollop of some sour cream. Find the soup spoon, the ladle, and that should be enough. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you again in the next video. Have a great day. Oh, don't forget to subscribe for the next video.